Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and this is the starting 11 show. A tough pill to swallow last week against Fulham. Two tales as old as time with us is being unable to finish our chances and defensive errors costing goals and costing us points. More unfamiliar for us is dominating possession and making chances and that there was a lot more positives to take away from that loss than there was to take away from a lot of our wins last season that were scrappy. I think we shouldn't be surprised that we didn't score. That's a symptom of bad recruitment and that's something we are used to. We should be surprised at how much we created though. You know, you've got two players who prefer to be deployed on the inside playing out wide in Garner and Iwobi. I think Maupay, for all the criticism he gets, he provides something, or he wouldn't be a Premier League striker. You know, he finds himself in great positions. He does great work off the ball. His pressing is good, but what is that worth when you're being deployed as a sole striker and the people running off you are central midfielders? And we're not set up for success, and that's very much a recruitment issue. So in terms of what needs to be changed for this game. We've got to keep that in mind that we probably played better than we should have done, but we're playing a system that creates a lot. So we've got to consider that, and we've also got to consider who's fit. Now, before Dyche's press conference, and I'll get into the news from then in a second, I was all ready to write down Danjuma and sort of discount DCL again, but we've had some interesting news. Danjuma and Mikalenko have, in Dyche's words, a little bit to do before they find fitness. This seems to be part of Dyche's more functional fitness thing. Game fitness. Mikalenko and Danjuma, of course, stunted pre-seasons and injuries, so they're probably not up to par of where Dyche would like them. That'll lean towards why Danjuma got such a short cameo against Fulham. I mean, that miss was abhorrent anyway, even if he was offside. He seems not to like to play players who are partly injured, and I know that sounds like a Captain Obvious statement, but it's not been how we've operated for a while, hence Calvert-Lewin's carousel of injuries. But if that's how we do things and we do things right, I'm happy. Also, a tightness in the calf of Andre Gomez. I doubt he was likely to feature anyway. Gbamin is apparently not with the team. These are players who probably wouldn't have played anyway in the last two cases. Also interesting words on Chumiti. He's been described as a slow burner who will take a while to integrate, so I think that confirms a lot of our suspicions anyway, that he's in as a long-term project. The question there is, or that were in people's minds was, can he be any worse at finishing chances than Neil Maupay? But what is interesting is the last bit of news, which was Calvert-Lewin, and when we knew this beforehand, he got 90 minutes in a behind closed doors friendly against Manchester United midweek. That then, and Dyche's words, he's right back into thinking for contention. So maybe a little bit ahead of schedule, whereas Danjuma's a little bit behind. So that changes our thoughts in terms of who we put in the team going forward. As I said, we played well against Fulham, better than I would have expected us to. In terms of chance creation, defensively we played well. One moment in which we went to sleep, and as I said, tale is all the time, but we wouldn't have been made to pay for it had we taken our chances. Pickford in goal, of course. Patterson out on the right. Coleman still injured. What are our chances? What are our options? Here's the contentious part. What's the centre-back partnership? A lot of people are calling for Branthwaite. My voice is obviously added to that choir. Michael Keane seems to be the favourite. It's the Burnley boys at the back, isn't it, for Dyche? He likes what he knows, and he knows what he likes. Godfrey, the third option there. And important to say here, I'm picking the team I think will be chosen, not the team I would opt for. So I can't see why Keane and Tarkowski would be disruptive for now. I really do hope that this is a season in which Branthwaite's integrated, or he will have no inclination to stay if a team comes knocking in January. Then Young out on the left. I thought he played well. My question is, with reduced games at Villa last season, I don't think he played more than sort of 13 from the start. That might be wrong completely, but he certainly had a much reduced game time from the season before that, and the fact that we're now ramping him up in his very late 30s, hopefully this is just intermediary until Mikalenko's back, or we can get someone in January, because I'm not sure how much of the strain he can endure going back to being starting every week. Midfield, I don't think we're looking at any changes. Gay, Idrissa Gay, and Onana. Onana, again, I thought played well. Just in front of them, Doucouré. Also, just to put in, Harrison obviously won't be available for this game, or he would have been in my thinking. Doucouré just in front. On the left side, Iwobi on the right side, James Garner, and then let's throw in Calvert-Lewin up top and just hope, beyond hope, that he will play 45 minutes, and let's say it'll be the first 45 minutes, because in terms of narrative and momentum, another 45 minutes straight off the back of that with Neil Maupay up front is not good for the club, not good for the fans, and not good for Neil Maupay. So that would be my lineup. Pickford, Patterson, Keane, Tarkowski, Young, Gay and Onana, Doucouré, Iwobi on one side, Garner on the other side, and Calvert-Lewin. Let me know what you think. Does that do it for you? What would you change? When Harrison becomes available or another signing comes through the door, what happens with Garner? That's my big question at the moment. Who do we disrupt in the central midfield positions? Likewise, if Gnonto comes in, or someone else who can play as a second striker, what happens to Doucouré? Is Gay and Onana the gold standard going forward, or is it Gray and Gray? Why do I keep putting Gray in there? Garner and Onana. Is it Doucouré and Onana, Gay and Doucouré? As a bit of a flashback, is it Gomez and Gabamin? Let me know. Let me know what your lineup would be, and let's hope it's a more continuation of the positives, but more positives to heap on top. Cheers, guys. See you next week.